व्रज जनरंजन जमुना तीरा वनचारी जमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय गौरा निताई जय गौरा निताई गौरा निताई जय गौरा निताई जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 निताई गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजक आचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद अभयचरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की इस्कॉन ब्यूटी फाउंडर आचार्य डिवाइन ग्रेस प्रभुपाद की जंग विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजक आचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्रीमद भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर श्री प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की श्री श्री राधा माधव वस्तु सखी वृंद की श्री श्री पंचतत्व की श्री सिंहदेव प्रहलाद महाराज की श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की गौर पूर्णिमा महामहोत्सव की सुवन महाप्रभु आविर्भाव तिथि महामहोत्सव की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Caitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Padantikam Vandeham Shri Gura Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunatha Nitang Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Nitangsha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanang Pavanebho Vaishnavebho Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratishye Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Because today is auspicious appearance day of Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu, so we'll be reading from Sri Chaitanya Caritamrta, Adi Leela, chapter 3. Chapter is entitled The External Reasons for Lord Chaitanya's Appearance. And we'll be reciting the verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, which is quoted in Sri Chaitanya Caritamrta by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. And the verse number is 52. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jai Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jai Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jai Daita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. This is a very famous verse. Krishna Varnang Tisha Krishnam Sangha Pangastra Parshadam Jaggai Sankirtan Praye Rajantihi Sumedasa Krishna Varnang Trisha Krishnam Sangha Pangastra Parshadam Jaggai Sankirtan Praye Ajantihi Sumedasa Krishna Varnang Tisha Krishnam Sangha Pangastra Parshadam Jaggai Sankirtan Praye Jajantihi Sumedhasaha. Vaishnavis, ladies. Krishna Varnam, repeating the syllables Krishna, Tisha with a luster, Krishnam, not black, golden, Sa Anga, along with associates, Upanga, servitors, Astra, weapons, Parsadam, confidential companions, Yagyai, by sacrifice. Sankirtan Pray, consisting chiefly of congregational chanting. Jajanti, they worship. He, certainly. Sumedasaha, intelligent persons. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhakti Swami Prabhupada. Translation. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who constantly sings the name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he is Krishna himself. He is accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons, and confidential companions. Purport. This text is from Srimad Bhagavatam 11.5.32. Srila Jiva Goswami has explained this verse in his commentary on the Bhagavatam, known as the Krama Sandarbha, wherein he says that the Lord Krishna also appears with a golden complexion. That golden Lord Krishna is Lord Caitanya, who is worshipped by intelligent men in this age. That is confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam by Garga Muni, who said that although the child Krishna was blackish, he also appears in three other colors, red, white, and yellow. He exhibited his white and red complexions in the Satya and Treta ages respectively. He did not exhibit the remaining color, yellow gold, until he appeared as Lord Caitanya, who is known as Gaura Hari. Srila Jiva Goswami explains that Krishna Varna means Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Krishna Varna and Krishna Chaitanya are equivalent. The name Krishna appears with both Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya Krishna. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he always engages in describing Krishna and thus enjoys transcendental bliss by chanting and remembering his name and form. Lord Krishna himself appears as Lord Chaitanya to preach the highest gospel. Lord Chaitanya always chants the holy name of Krishna and describes it also, and because he is Krishna himself, whoever meets him will automatically chant the holy name of Krishna and later describe it to others. He injects one with transcendental Krishna consciousness, which merges the chanter in transcendental bliss. In all respects, therefore, he appears before everyone as Krishna, either by personality or by sound. Simply by seeing Lord Chaitanya, one at once remembers Lord Krishna. One may therefore accept him as Vishnu Tattva. In other words, Lord Chaitanya is Lord Krishna himself. Sangha Pangasta Parshadam further indicates that Lord Chaitanya is Lord Krishna. His body is always decorated with ornaments of sandalwood and with sandalwood paste. By his super excellent beauty, he subdues all the people of the age. In other descents, the Lord sometimes used weapons to defeat the demoniac, but in this age, the Lord subdues them with his all-attractive figure as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Jiva Goswami explains that his beauty is his astra or weapon to subdue the demons. Because he is all-attractive, it is to be understood that all the demigods lived with him as his companions. His acts were uncommon and his associates wonderful. When he propagated the Sankirtan movement, he attracted many great scholars and acharyas, especially in Bengal and Orissa. Lord Chaitanya is always accompanied by his best associates like Lord Nityananda, Advaita, Gadadhar, and Srivas. Srila Jiva Goswami cites a verse from the Vedic literature which says that there is no necessity of performing sacrificial demonstration or ceremonial functions. He comments that instead of engaging in such external pompous exhibitions, all people, regardless of caste, color, or creed, can assemble together and chant Hare Krishna to worship Lord Chaitanya. Krishna Varnam Tisha Krishnam indicates that prominence should be given to the name of Krishna. Lord Chaitanya taught Krishna consciousness and chanted the name of Krishna. Therefore, to worship Lord Chaitanya, everyone should together chant the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. To propagate worship in churches, temples or mosques is not possible because people have lost interest in that. But anywhere and everywhere, people can chant Hare Krishna. Thus, worshipping Lord Chaitanya, they can perform the highest activity and fulfill the highest religious purpose of satisfying the Supreme Lord. Srila Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, a famous disciple of Lord Chaitanya, said, the principle of transcendental devotional service having been lost, Sri Krishna Chaitanya has appeared in order to deliver again the process of devotion. He is so kind that he is distributing love of Krishna. Everyone should be attracted more and more to his lotus feet as humming bees are attracted to a lotus flower. Mukam karati vachalam panghulanghaiti giring jat kripata maham bande Sri Gurung Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. So today is the divine appearance day of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So I will be speaking on this verse, and after my talk, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj will come. He will talk about different pastimes related to Lord Chaitanya's appearance. So I will talk about philosophy and he will talk about pastimes. So this verse is very, very famous verse. And Jiva Goswami has commented on this verse very wonderfully. And Srila Prabhupada in his purport also quotes Jiva Goswami's commentary. So I'll try to analyze different words of this verse based on the commentary of Srila Jiva Goswami and also Baladev Vidyabhushan. So Krishna Varnam, this verse begins with Krishna Varnam. So Varna means syllables. Krishna. So why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna Varnam? Because name of Chaitanya is Sri Krishna Chaitanya. So name Krishna is there in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's name also. That's why Krishna Varna means Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Krishna Varnam. Another way of describing Krishna Varnam is Krishna and Chaitanya both are in same Varna. In this world there are 4 Varnas, right? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra according to the scriptures. But what is the Varna of Krishna? What is the Varna of Krishna? He is beyond any Varna. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is Krishna's Varna. Ete changsha kalapungsha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So Krishna is in the Varna of Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is his Varna. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also in the same Varna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Both are same. Brajendra Nandana Jai Sachisuta Hoilo Sei Balaram Hoilo Nitai. So same Brajendra Krishna who performed his pastime in Dapar Yuga came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And same Balaram came as Nityananda Prabhu. That's why Krishna Varna means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Both are Supreme Personality of Godhead. Both Krishna and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Another meaning of Krishna Varnam is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always chants the holy name of Krishna. Kirtaniya Sadahari. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Wherever he goes, he chants the holy name of the Lord. But before he started the Sankirtan movement, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was enjoying his educational pastime. And he was a learned scholar, and he was a wonderful teacher. He used to teach a lot of people in this Nabadvipa Dham, and he was famous as Nimai Pandit. Pandit means scholarly person. So Mahaprabhu was Nimai Pandit. And he was very expert in logic. Any argument, he'll take one side and defeat the opposite side. And again he'll take the opposite side and defeat the same philosophy. That was the expertise of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And people of Navadvip used to feel that Nimai Pandit is the topmost scholar in our locality. But the devotees, they are thinking that Nimai is wasting his time. Because devotees are not interested so much in dry logic and speculations and all kinds of stuff. They are interested in devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why when Nimai Pandit used to come in one way, devotees used to take another way to avoid him. Because Nimai Pandit was very expert to harass the devotees by this logic and argument. And Nimai Pandit understood that devotees are avoiding him. So he told one day, "Oh, you are avoiding me because I am not a devotee. I'll show you what kind of devotee I can become." So he declared that. So after his father's death, so Nimai Pandit went to Gaya to perform the Shraddha ceremony of his father. And there he got the mantra from his spiritual master. And he was in madness of love of Godhead. He was chanting the holy name and he was running towards Vrindavan. And there was a voice from the sky, because the demigods are always worried. Because demigods, they have their own purpose. Why Krishna should appear, right? Paritranaya sadhunang, vinasaya cha duskritam, dharma sanghasthapanarthaya sambhavami juge juge. So demigods started thinking, if Mahaprabhu goes to Vrindavan, then how Sankirtan movement will be established? That's why he told, this is not the time to go to Vrindavan. You can go to Vrindavan later on. Now you should go to Navadvip and establish the Sankirtan movement. But Mahaprabhu was in ecstasy, and he was experiencing love of Godhead, and he was feeling separation from Krishna. And he was mad. So when he came back, so people of Navadvip started thinking, what happened to Nimai? He was normal. Now how come he became abnormal? And they started talking to Mother Sachi also that your son has become mad. So Mother Sachi started believing also, many people are talking the same thing. So he told Gadadhar, please check the situation of my son, Nimai. So Gadadhar checked, he said, yes, he has developed the disease, but it's a wonderful disease. And I pray to the Lord that disease come to me also, because the disease of love of Godhead. So Mahaprabhu was in that ecstasy. And when Prakashananda Saraswati and the Mayavadi sannyasis in Varanasi, they are criticizing Mahaprabhu, that you are a sannyasi, and as a sannyasi you should study Vedanta and do meditation. But instead of doing that, as a sentimental person, you are singing and dancing. And not only singing and dancing, you are singing and dancing on the streets. And you are not singing alone. You are singing and dancing with thousands and thousands of devotees. While Mahaprabhu was in Varanasi, thousands, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami said, not only thousands, lakhs of people, millions of people were attracted by the Harinam Sankirtan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And it is explained that Mother Ganges could not flood Varanasi, but Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement flooded the Varanasi city. That was the power of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan movement. But Mayavadi sannyasis, they are criticizing that why he is a sannyasi, why he is not studying Vedanta. So there is a meeting arranged between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Prakashananda Saraswati and all the sannyasis. And they ask the same question. Prakashananda Saraswati asks the same question, that why you are doing all this kind of stuff? And looks like from your appearance, it looks like you are the Sakshat Bhagavan, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan. And being a Narayan, why you are doing these low-class things? Then Mahaprabhu said, what can I do? My spiritual master told me that I am a fool and I don't have any right to study Vedanta. And he gave me a mantra. I don't know what kind of mantra he gave. He explained that Kiba mantra dila gosai, Kiba tar bol, jopite jopite mantra korila pagal. He said, I don't know what kind of mantra my spiritual master gave me. Whenever I chant this mantra, I become mad in ecstasy. And you know, madman can do anything. So after I become mad, what I am doing, I don't know. Whether I am dancing, singing, crying, laughing, I don't know. It is beyond my control. And that is the power of the holy name. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always chants the holy name of the Lord. While he was in Nabadvipa, daytime, he used to chant on the street, and evening time, night time, he used to chant the holy name with the confidential associates in the closed door of Srivas Thakur's house. So one day, Mahaprabhu said, do you believe that I can make people mad in ecstasy by chanting the holy name of the Lord? Do you believe that? Then he called Narayani, the niece of Srivas Thakur. She was 4 years old. And Mahaprabhu said, Narayani, chant Hare Krishna. As soon as Mahaprabhu said that, she started chanting and she was mad in ecstasy. Tears were flowing. All the symptoms of love of God had started manifesting in the body of Narayani. In that way, Mahaprabhu established the potency of the holy name of the Lord. That's why it is explained, Bhajaner Madhya Shrestha Navavida Bhakti. Krishna Prem Krishna Dite Dhare Mahashakti. Tar Madhya Sarvashrestha Nam Sankirtan. Niraparade Nam Loile Pai Premadhan. There are many processes of devotional service. Sanatana Goswami explained many items of sadhana bhakti in Hari Bhakti Vilas. Then Rupa Goswami reduced the number because in Kali Yuga very difficult to practice all different kinds of angas of bhakti. How to talk about performing, it is very difficult to remember also. Rupa Goswami understood that, so he reduced the number and he mentioned 64 items of devotional service. And after that he also realized 64 is also difficult. Just like Prabhupada felt 16 rounds is more suitable. 64 very difficult, right? So 64 become 32, 32 become 16. That is minimum 16. But we think that is maximum 16. Very difficult to chant. Some devotee said that Prabhupada gave all the process wonderfully. Festivals, then Prasadam, Dham Yatra, Bhakta Sangha. But why 16 rounds? Very difficult. So chanting 16 rounds is also difficult. But we have the desire or dream to chant the holy name all the time. Kirtanya Sadahari. That is very good to say, but very difficult to practice. So coming to the point that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is establishing the process of Harinam Sankirtan. And he was mad in ecstasy by chanting the holy name of the Lord. Right? So why it's not happening to us? Some devotees ask this question. So Mahaprabhu immediately he started exhibiting love of God by chanting the holy name of the Lord. But we are chanting for many years, still it's not happening. So I try to explain this with a story, and people ask, how long it will take? That Sikhastakam prayers also says, Nayanangala dastu dharaya badanangargada rudraya gira pulakya nichitang bapu kadatava nam grahane bhavishyati. When that day will come, the tears of love of God will flow. So people have desire, devotees have the desire. But it's not happening, and people are wondering that how long it will take. So in order to understand that, how long it will take, so I narrate a simple story to understand how long it will take. So there is a villager. He did not go out of the village in his life. But one day he had to go out of the village because he had some work. And how to go to the place? He had to catch a train. He did not know also where is the train station because he never went out. He heard that outside of the village there is a train station. Then he came out from his house. He was on the way to his destination, and he was on the way to catch the train. So while he was walking, on the way he saw a farmer. He was doing farming, and he started thinking maybe he can tell me how long it will take. So he started asking the question that, can you tell me how long it will take to reach the train station? He was not replying. He thought he is not loud enough, so he asked the same question loudly. How long it will take to reach the station? No answer. He became more louder. Still no answer. Then he started thinking, if I spend time with him, then I may miss the train. Out of fear to miss the train, he started running. So when he started running, the farmer replied that it will take 15 minutes to reach the station. Then that man was surprised, shocked. He said that I was shouting, screaming and asking the question, you did not answer. But when I started running, you started answering the question. Why? He said it's very simple. He said, when you asked me the question, I did not know your speed. Now I can know your speed. If you run in this speed, then it will take 15 minutes. So how long it will take for us to reach our destination? Depending on our speed. So how to increase the speed? Those who drive the car, they know how to increase the speed, right? How to increase the speed? You have to push the accelerator. But if you push the accelerator, if the car is in neutral gear, what will happen to the car? It will move, or what will happen? The smoke and sound will come out, right? So you may say, I am pushing so much, I am working so hard, but car is not moving. Why car is not moving? Because car is in neutral gear. Sometimes it happens to our spiritual life also. We are in the devotional car, but we have to check whether the car is in the gear or not. If the car is in neutral gear, we can push so much. Getting up very early in the morning, doing this, that, so much enthusiasm, but still car is not moving. Why? Because the car is in neutral gear. What is the meaning of car in the neutral gear? Means we are materially attached. If attachment is there and you are pushing so much, only sound and smoke will come out. The car will not move. That's why material attachment and Krishna consciousness cannot go together. So why we are not able to experience the love of Krishna? Because we are having the attachments. So being detached is very, very important principle. Detachment is very, very favorable to experience the nectar of Krishna consciousness. So while Mahaprabhu was experiencing love of Godhead, because he was chanting the holy name of the Lord without any offense. That's what the process I was talking about, that bhajaner madhya shrestha navavida bhakti. In that discussion, I was talking that Rupa Goswami was talking about 64 items. But he thought that 64 is also difficult. Then he has given 5 potent limbs. It is known as Panchanga Bhakti. 5 most important limbs of devotional service. Sadhu Sangha, Nam Kirtan, Bhagavad Shravan, Mathura Vas Sri Murti, Shraddha Sevan. These are the 5 important limbs. Sadhu Sangha, association of devotees. Nam Kirtan, chanting of the holy name. Bhagavad Shravan, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Mathura Vas means residing in a holy place and worshipping the deities with respect. So these are the 5 most potent forms of devotional service. But here it is explained Navada Bhakti. 9 processes of devotional service, which is explained by Prahlad Maharaj in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is very, very powerful. Why it is very, very powerful? Because it has the potential to give Krishna and love for Krishna. Tar moddhe sarvashreshta nam Sankirtan. Out of this 9, the topmost process is Nam Sankirtan. Niraparadhe nam loile pai premadhan. If we chant the holy name, but with one condition only. We have to chant the holy name without any offense. If we chant the holy name but commit offenses, then love of Godhead will not be experienced. That is called Nam Aparad. So when we develop that tendency, we have the tendency to commit Vaishnava Aparad, then what will happen? Our material attachment will increase. Offensive chanting gives material prosperity. Namabhas gives liberation. Suddha Nam gives love of Godhead. So when Mahaprabhu was chanting, he was not chanting with offenses, he was not chanting in Namabhas, he was chanting the holy name in the pure form. He was chanting Suddha Nam. That's why immediately he started experiencing love of Godhead. Not only he made others also to experience love of Godhead. So while he was in Jagannath Puri, he was going to South India for a preaching tour. So on the way, while he was walking on the road, people from village got attracted by seeing the beautiful form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when they got attracted, Mahaprabhu encouraged them to chant the holy name. He said, chant Hari Bol. Chant Hari Bol. Hari Bol. So they chanted. So Mahaprabhu became very obliged. Oh, they are chanting the holy name. So out of gratitude, Mahaprabhu embraced them. So when Mahaprabhu embraced them, immediately love of God manifested in them. No sadhana bhakti, no initiation, right? No mangalarti, no japa. Only one embrace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, love of God. Is not that wonderful? How many of you want that embrace? Very easy, right? One embrace. But that's not happening. Mahaprabhu is ready to give embrace, but we are not ready. Mahaprabhu is ready. Now today, he is anxious to give that embrace, because today is his appearance day. On the appearance day of the Lord, Lord is most merciful. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is merciful, extremely merciful, but his mercy comes to a climax on his appearance day. So if you want that embrace, today is the day. Okay, are you ready for that? So that is the purpose of Gaura Purnima, to get the embrace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu should appear. So when Narottam Das Thakur was doing first Gaura Purnima in the Keturi Dham, so they are performing Harinam Sankirtan, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared there. Not only he, along with all the associates, he appeared in Keturi Dham. Same thing can happen. When there is Prem Sankirtan, definitely Mahaprabhu will appear. Adyapi se lila kore Gaura Rai, kono kono bhagyavan dekhibare pai. It's not that on Gaura Purnima day Mahaprabhu appears. Mahaprabhu appears every moment. He can appear every moment. Because Gaura Purnima is happening all the time in different universes. So his appearance is also eternal. So we have to be ready for that. So when we chant the holy name, we commit offenses. But when we chant the name of Gauranga, Often says run out of fear, run away. So therefore you have to chant the holy name of Gauranga. That's why Prabhupada has introduced the system of chanting Panchatattva mantra before chanting the holy name. Shri Krishna Caitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Siva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So when Mahaprabhu embraced them, love of God had manifested in them. So they went back to their village, and villagers started thinking, oh, when they went, they are normal. When they came back, they are abnormal. What happened to them? And people like to see the fun. So they came to see the fun. And when they came to see the fun, they are also telling like Mahaprabhu, because they have got that love of Godhead. So just like Mahaprabhu encouraged them, they also encouraged the villagers. They said, chant Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Whole village became Krishna conscious. What a preaching program. Whole village, Krishna conscious village it became. So next village started thinking, what happened to this village? All the people became mad, let's go and see the fun. So some villagers came from the next village to see the fun, and the love of God is a contagious disease. When they came to see the fun, they are also encouraged to chant the holy name. They got love of God. They went back to their village. The whole village became Krishna conscious. In that way, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is telling, village after village, town after town, city after city, whole South India became Krishna conscious. Simply by one embrace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is the potency. So Mahaprabhu kept love of Godhead, that is embrace. In that way you can get love of Godhead. Prataprudra Maharaj also got embrace. Many devotees got embrace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and immediately love of Godhead manifested. So Mahaprabhu kept love of Godhead for Narottam Das Thakur. Why he kept the love of Godhead? In the river Padma, in the water of Padma river. So Mahaprabhu told that I have kept this. When Narottam will come, give that love of Godhead to him. Very interesting. So Mahaprabhu should have kept for us also somewhere. For Narottam he kept in the water of Padma river. So Padma Devi said, no problem, I'll follow your order and give this Krishna Prema to Narottam. But how do I know who is Narottam? I have never seen him. Because Narottam did not appear. Before his appearance, Mahaprabhu kept love of Godhead for him. Then Mahaprabhu said, no problem. Very simple. So, the emotions you are getting now, Mahaprabhu was talking to Padma Devi, by touching my body, when same kind of emotion you will experience by touching another body, that is Narottam. Is it very simple? Understood? So in that way Narottam got love of Godhead. So one devotee was analyzing wonderfully that how Prabhupada said that my Bhaktivedanta purports are my devotional ecstasy. Just like Mahaprabhu kept love of Godhead in the water of Padma Devi, so Srila Prabhupada also has kept his love of Godhead in his Bhaktivedanta purports. So it's available, still available. So Mahaprabhu's love is now coming down through his Senapati Bhakta. So that same love of Godhead what Mahaprabhu kept in the water of Padma Devi, Padma river, so same love of Godhead Srila Prabhupada has kept in the Bhaktivedanta purports. Therefore we have to enter into Bhaktivedanta purports to experience that love of Godhead. So same principle applies. So that is Krishna Varnam. So Mahaprabhu used to chant the holy name all the time, and he used to encourage others also to chant the holy name of the Lord. That's why he is Krishna Varnam. Another meaning of Krishna Varnam is whoever saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they remembered Krishna. That is the potency of pure devotees. That is the potency of purity. One associate of Lord Chaitanya asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that we are grihasthas, how to get perfection in household life. Then Mahaprabhu said, very simple. You have to do two kinds of services. One is chant the holy name and serve the Vaishnavas. If you do these two services, you will get perfection in your life. Nothing much, nothing more to do. She said, okay, chanting of the holy name, very simple to understand. But in order to serve the Vaishnavas, we have to know who is a Vaishnava. Mahaprabhu said that is also very simple. But Mahaprabhu's everything is very simple. So Mahaprabhu said, whoever chants the holy name of the Lord once, he is a Vaishnava. Hari Bol. We are all Vaishnavas. Very encouraging statement. But they are little doubtful also. This is so simple. Because people, when very simple things is spoken, this is too simple to accept. Then they ask the same question. Mahaprabhu, who is a Vaishnava? Then Mahaprabhu replied, who chants the holy name of the Lord constantly 24 hours a day, he is a Vaishnava. Then Haribol reduced. More difficult to become a Vaishnava. Still they are not fully satisfied. Same question was asked again. Mahaprabhu, who is a Vaishnava? Then Mahaprabhu replied, by seeing someone, if one is inspired to chant the holy name of the Lord, he is a Vaishnava. So which answer is correct? All three answers are correct because Mahaprabhu cannot answer incorrectly, right? He is the absolute truth. So who chants the holy name of the Lord once, he is a Kanishtadhikari Vaishnava. Whoever chants the holy name of the Lord all the time is a Madhyamadhikari Vaishnava. And who can inspire others to chant the holy name of the Lord, he is Uttamadhikari Vaishnava. So Mahaprabhu was in that platform. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But he was playing the role of a devotee. That's why he was playing the role of a Uttama Bhakta. So whoever saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they started remembering Krishna. They started chanting the holy name of the Lord. That was the potency of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why Krishna Varnam means Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So now, Tisha Akrishna. He is chanting the holy name of the Lord. He is chanting Krishna's name. But his bodily color is Akrishna. Akrishna means which is not black. Then, okay, which is not black means it can be so many other colors, red, white, green, blue. Then why golden? Non-blackish doesn't mean yellow. So why it is written it is yellow color? Non-blackish means yellow. So it is explained by Garga Muni. So while he was talking to Nanda Maharaj in name-giving ceremony of Krishna, he said that this same boy appeared in Satyajuga. In which color? White color. In Treta Juga, in which color? Red color. Then he also appeared in yellow color. So you may say that Mahaprabhu appeared after Krishna's appearance, and why he is using past tense? So our acharyas are explaining, he is mentioning about Mahaprabhu's appearance in previous kalpa of Brahma. So Mahaprabhu appears in one kalpa, he does not appear in every Kali Yuga. He appears in the 28th millennium of the 7th Manu. Just like Krishna appears in the 28th millennium of the 7th Manu in each day of Brahma. In the same way, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also appears once in a day of Brahma. So while Garga Muni was talking about Mahaprabhu's appearance, he was talking about his appearance in previous kalpa. That's why past tense was used. So Mahaprabhu appears in every kalpa of Brahma. So that's why all the colors, red, white and black, and he said that now he has appeared in blackish color. So by this you can understand the color of the Lord in Satyajuga was white, the color of the Lord in Treta Yuga was red, and the color of the Lord in Dwapar Yuga was black. So what remains? Yellow. That's why non-black means yellow color. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's bodily color is golden. So he is not an avatar, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. While Gopinath Acharya and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, you are talking about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Gopinath Acharya told Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, where from you are getting this information? Shastra says Krishna only appears in three yugas. He appears in Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga and Dwapar Yuga. He does not appear in Kali Yuga. How come we can say that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Because Lord does not appear in Kali Yuga. Nice argument. Shastra says that. So then Gopinath Acharya explained very wonderfully. He said that whatever you said is correct, but you don't have the complete understanding of the verse. So Krishna, the Lord, does not come in Kali Yuga as Leela avatar. Means he does not manifest his godly pastimes in Kali Yuga. That's why he is known as Channa avatar, covered incarnation. He is Krishna, but he is covered by the color of Srimati Radharani. He is golden. That's why he is known as Chanya. Although he is Bhagavan, he is the Supreme Lord, but he is performing his pastime as a devotee of Krishna. That's why he is known as Channa avatar. So in that way, Gopinath Acharya tried to explain that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but in the mood and complexion of his dear devotee, Srimati Radharani. So that's why he accepted the color of molten gold, which is the color of the body of Srimati Radharani. So Krishna Varnam Tisha Akrishnam. Sangha Pangastra Parshadam. This is also very, very important. Sangha means Sa Anga, his own body. Upanga means his limbs. Anga means his limbs, Upanga means his ornaments. And Astra means weapon. These three things. Anga, Upanga and Astra. So, and Parshadam. Parshadam means associates. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates have these three qualifications. Anga, Upanga and Astra. Anga, why it is the Anga means his body, bodily limbs. Why his associates are his bodily limbs? Because his associates are also attractive like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like his own body. That's why it is known as Anga. Upanga means that it has lot of potency. Upanga. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates are equally powerful like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Astra means weapon. Weapon means weapons are always with the warrior. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates are there with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all the time. That's why it is written Sangha Pangastra Parshadam. Another meaning is given. There are different kinds of associates. Not all are same. One is Anga, another category is Upanga, another category is Parshad, and another category is Astra. 4 categories. So Anga means which is non-different from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's body. That is one kind of associates. Who are those? Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya. They are Angas. And what is Upanga? His ornaments. His ornaments are Upanga. Upanga is Srivas Thakur. And which is associates Parshad, Gadadhar Pandit, Govinda. They are his associates, Parshad. And what is the Astra, weapon of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So in that way, Jiva Goswami and Balada Vidyabhushan have explained Sangha Pangastra Parshadam. Then Jaggai Sankirtane Prai Jajanti Hi Sumedasa. The most intelligent people in this age of Kali will worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Harinam Sankirtan. That is the process of this age of Kali. But Mahaprabhu's Sankirtan is not usual Sankirtan. Nam Sankirtan is the Juga Dharma of every Kali Juga. But Mahaprabhu brought holy name from Goloka Vrindavan. Golokera Premadhan Harinam Sankirtan. While Mahaprabhu was performing Harinam Sankirtan, his associates told, this is Prem Sankirtan. By chanting the holy name of the Lord given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we can attain Braja Prema Bhakti, love of Godhead in Vrindavan. By performing Harinam Sankirtan of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the door of Goloka Vrindavan will open up. But in other Kali Yuga, the Juga Avatar can open the door of Vaikuntha planet, but not the door of Goloka Vrindavan. So that is the difference between Juga Avatar and the Supreme Personality of Godhead Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why it is said, Anarpita Charing Chirat, Kurunaya Avatirna Kalau, Samarpayite Munnata Ujjalara Sang Sabhakti Sriyam, Hori Purata Sundara Duti Kadamba Sandipito, Sada Hidaya Kandare Spiratu Vasachinandana. This verse explains the external reasons of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. Why Mahaprabhu came to this world? To give something which has not been given for long time, because it is given only once in a day of Brahma. What is that? Braja Prema Bhakti. The love of Godhead experienced by the Brajavasis, especially the gopis of Vrindavan. So Mahaprabhu came to distribute that to anyone and everyone without any discrimination, whether they are qualified or not qualified. That is the merciful nature of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and that is the external reason of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance. And what is the internal reason? There are three internal reasons of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance in this world. That is also explained in Chaitanya Caritamrta by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Sri Radhaya Pranay Mahima Kidrisha Banaiva Saddo Janadbhuta Madhurima Kidrisha Bamodiyo Sokhonchasya Madanu Bhavata Kidrishang Vetti Lobhat Tad Bhavadda Samajani Sochi Garva Sindhu Harindu. This verse explains why Mahaprabhu comes, why Lord comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Three reasons. First reason is to understand the glory of Srimati Radharani's love for Krishna. To experience the happiness which was experienced by Srimati Radharani by performing devotional service to Krishna. And the third one, to understand his own sweetness. Krishna did not know how sweet he is. How much sweet Krishna is? What do you think? Krishna is unlimited, Ananta. So his sweetness is also Ananta, unlimited. So, can you understand that? Sweetness? What to talk about us? We are the minute part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Even Krishna doesn't understand. So he was attracted by a form, beautiful form. He was running to embrace that form. And when he was running, he started realizing that is his own reflection. Then he started thinking, oh my God, I am so beautiful. I did not know that. But I declared that I know everything. So what's the use to be a God? So he wanted to become a devotee of God. So that is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. The original, real Lord in the spiritual world, he wants to become a devotee. But the conditioned souls in this world, they want to become God. That is the peculiar condition of this material existence. So who is greater? God or devotee? What do you think? It's Achintya Vedaved. God is the greatest, but he made his devotee greater than him. That is his glory. So that is the spiritual world. The Lord wants to make his devotee greater than him, and the devotees want to make their Lord the greatest. So there is a competition to make other great in the spiritual world. But in this material world, we want to become great. That's why you have to continue your journey in this world and suffer the consequences of birth, death, old age and disease. But if we want to be free from this, then we have to take shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Nam Sankirtan. Then we can understand the beauty of Krishna consciousness and beauty of the spiritual world. So Mahaprabhu came to experience that sweetness of Krishna. Very beautiful. Krishna is extremely beautiful. So Mahaprabhu wanted to experience that. Krishna wanted to experience his own beauty. And he developed the greed, three greed, transcendental greed. First, to understand the glory of Srimati Radharani's love, to experience the happiness of Srimati Radharani, and to experience his own sweet, beautiful form. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to experience that because Krishna developed that greed and he transformed himself into Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that's why we are very, very fortunate that we are getting the opportunity to get connected with that Supreme Lord, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And when we get connected with him, we can also experience what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu experienced. So that is the purpose of Gaura Purnima, that we can understand the greatness of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the rare gift he wanted to give to all of us, and also to experience love of Godhead. That's why Mahaprabhu has two business. One is internal business and other one is external business. So his external business is to establish Krishna consciousness all over the world, and internal business is to experience love of Godhead. So as a follower of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we should have only these two business, to experience love of Godhead within and to distribute that love of Godhead to anyone and everyone all over the world. Then our life will become successful. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Shivan Mahaprabhu ki jai, Gaura Purnima Mahamahotsav ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. So let us wait for His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Till he comes, we can spend some time with question answer, little bit, if you have any question. Otherwise, we can start the Kirtan. I already finished my lecture. Then we can have some reflection, or we can have some question answer till he arrives here. Any question from the senior Vaishnavas sitting, Prabhupada disciples, sannyasis, other senior Vaishnavas, and anyone can have question. And ask question which is discussed today. That will be better.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my most humble obeisances on your lotus feet. So in the beginning of this lecture, you said that we are not advancing in Krishna consciousness because we don't have detachment for the material world. So my first question is that how to develop this detachment for this material world. And another point you said that we are not chanting offenselessly. So when we chant offenselessly, then we can only taste the holy name. So how to offenselessly chant and how long it will take to chant offenselessly?
I already explained how long it will take. It depends on your speed. Okay. So first question is that how to become detached. So it's very interesting. It's go hand to hand. Detachment and Krishna consciousness. So Srimad Bhagavatam explains that when you perform devotional service, then knowledge and detachment come as a byproduct of devotional service. So our duty is to perform devotional service. Nashta prayeshu avadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati nashtike. So when we do two kinds of seva, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and serving the great devotees, when we do that, then our attachment in this material world will slowly disappear. That is the process. Okay? And how to develop the taste in the holy name? We have to chant the holy name offenselessly. And how to become free from offenses? What is the root of offenses? Pride. When someone is humble, then he can chant the holy name offenselessly. And Mahaprabhu has given a formula to chant the holy name offenselessly. What is the formula? The third verse of Sikhastakam. Tinadapi sunichena tarodapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. So when we are humble, when you are tolerant, and when you are offering respect and not expecting respect, when you act on that platform, then definitely we can chant the holy name of the Lord without any offense. Okay? Hare Krishna. Any other question? Somebody should coordinate who is raising hand and accordingly provide the mic.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dhanvat Pranam. You said Mahaprabhu will award prema for deserving and undeserving candidates, but still we have several rules and regulations in performing bhakti, Vaidhi bhakti. So can you explain this deserving and undeserving and rules and
Yeah, only qualification is that we have to understand that we are not qualified. then you are eligible candidate to receive love of Godhead. Okay, that is only qualification. That we have to realize, we have to accept, we have to understand that we are not qualified. That is only qualification. But if we feel that we are qualified, then mercy will not flow. Okay? That is called humility. Humility attracts the mercy of the Lord.
Hey.
So Guru Maharaj has already come. So thank you very much. So His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj has already come. So Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sriman Mahaprabhu ki jai, Gaura Purnima Mahamotsav ki jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bo.
Nanda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jai Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki Gaura Purnima Mahamotsav ki Patit Pavan Guru Maharaj ki Gaura Purnima
Namo Vishnu Padaya
Krishna Prishna Stale
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta
Swami Nitinamine
Namaste Saraswati Devi
Gauravani Pracharine
Nirvishesha Sudnalati
Ashatya Deshatarine
Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhar Devadadi
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Hare Namah Krishna
Yadavaya Namaha
Govinda Govinda Ram
Sri Madhusudan
Mukha Karoti Vajalam
Pangum Langayate Girim
Yati Patavan Mande
Sri Guru Dinatarinam
Ramananda Madhavam
Sri Caitanya Ishwaram
Hari Om Tat Sat. Today, at Lord Chaitanya's sacred appearance day,
Today is Lord Chaitanya's sacred appearance day,
Gaura Purnima.
Gaura Purnima.
Srila Prabhupada said that since we're basically devotees of Lord Krishna,
Srila Prabhupada said that since we are basically devotees of Lord Krishna,
we consider Krishna as the original personality of Godhead.
we consider Krishna as the original personality of Godhead.
Therefore, we fully fast on Krishna Janmashtami and Gaura Purnima.
Therefore, we fully fast on Krishna Janmashtami and Gaura Purnima.
That means when the Lord Chaitanya appears at the moonrise, we take Anna Kalpa, we take Ekadashi type.
That means when Lord Chaitanya appears at moonrise, we take Anukalpa Ekadashi.
And similarly, when Krishna appears at midnight,
Similarly, when Krishna appears at midnight,
we take the Ekadashi type.
we take Ekadashi type.
Other days, Vishnu Tattva, it's optional.
Other days of Vishnu Tattva, it is optional.
But since we accept that Krishna is the original personality of Godhead,
But since we accept that Krishna is the original personality of Godhead,
we observe these 2 days specially.
we observe these 2 days specially.
Here, many devotees observe Singha Chaturdasi like that.
Here, many devotees observe Narasimha Chaturdashi like that
Because we have Nrsimhadev here.
because we have Narsimhadev here.
Just like in some temples where they have Sitaram, Lakshman, Hanuman, they observe more rigidly.
So just like some temples where they have Sita, Ram, Lakshman, there also they observe like that.
But that's optional.
But that's optional.
Now, actually, listen very carefully. What was the method in which Krishna entered the world?
Now listen very carefully. What was the method by which Krishna entered into this world?
In 1406 Sakabda,
Of 1406 Shakabda,
in the month of Magh,
in the month of Magh,
really 14 months before Gaura Purnima, today.
14 months before Gaura Purnima, today,
He entered into the heart of Jagannath Misra.
he entered into the heart of Jagannath Misra.
And as he saw, Govinda saw light, illumination, transfer from his heart to Sachimata's heart.
Then he saw a light, illumination transferred from his heart to Sachimata's heart.
And Vishwanath Chakravarti Prabhu, he said that it means also he went from the heart of the Sachi to her womb.
Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that means also that he went from the heart of Mother Sachi to her womb.
And so Jagannath Misra, he commented to his wife that I saw this light come from my heart to your heart.
So Jagannath Mishra, he commented to his wife that I saw this light coming from my heart into your heart.
And she said, I saw the same thing.
She said, I saw the same thing.
And they took that this meant that soon a divine personality will come in there, will be born.
What this meant is that a divine personality would be born.
So, since Krishna is the husband of the goddess of fortune,
Since Krishna is the husband of the goddess of fortune,
once Krishna came in their family, then people would spontaneously come up to Jagannath Misra and give him donations.
so that means once when Krishna came into their family, people would spontaneously come to Jagannath Mishra and give a donation.
So I give him cloth, I give him money.
Some would give him cloth, some would give him money.
He didn't even ask. They just come and give him.
He didn't even ask, they would just come and give him.
So he was very amazed at this change.
He was very amazed at this change.
And the Devas, knowing that the Supreme Lord was entering into the world, they would come and from the sky they would offer their prayers.
The Devas, knowing that the Supreme Lord was entering into the world, they would come into the sky and offer their prayers.
But somehow, by the mystic power of Lord Chaitanya, Sachimata somehow was aware that there were these human-like figures offering their prayers.
Somehow by the mystic power of Lord Chaitanya, Sachimata was aware that there was this mystic human-like figures offering their prayers.
And she chanted the names of Narasimhadev.
And she chanted the names of Narasimhadev.
And they realized that they were exposed.
So they realized
They were exposed.
they were exposed.
Normally, human beings cannot see Devas.
Normally, human beings cannot see Devas.
So, then they went away.
So then they went away.
So, in the same way, actually, Vasudeva, his heart was pure, and then therefore Krishna could enter in his heart.
In the same way, Vasudeva, his heart was very pure, so Krishna in that way could enter his heart.
And then Krishna went from his heart to the heart of Devaki.
And then Krishna went from his heart to the heart of Devaki.
So then, because Vasudeva's heart was pure, he could have Vasudeva, as a child.
So since Vasudeva's heart was pure, he could have Vasudeva as his child.
Krishna. So, in the same way, they call that immaculate conception.
They call that immaculate conception.
The person Godhead enters into this material world.
The personality of Godhead entered into this material world.
Now, when 13 months were up,
Now when 13 months were up,
Mother Sachi, Jagannath Misra, they were very worried.
Mother Sachi and Jagannath Mishra, they were very worried.
That normally it doesn't take a child so long.
Normally it doesn't take a child so long.
How much would it take? 10, 11 months?
9 months.
9, 10 months. So, they're worried.
They were worried.
13 months.
13 months.
So they asked Sachimata's father, Nilambar Chakravarti.
So they asked Sachimata's father, Nilambar Chakravarti.
And he was an expert astrologer.
And he was an expert astrologer.
So he calculated. He said he'll appear on some auspicious day in the month of Falgun.
So he said that he will appear in an auspicious day in the month of Falgun.
So today is that day.
Today is that day.
537 years ago.
537 years ago.
I wonder, I don't know if we'll be alive 550 days, 550 years.
I don't know if we'll be alive 550.
I'll be alive.
I don't know if I'll be alive 550th year.
But that will be, we should really have a very glorious celebration.
But in that year we should have a really glorious celebration.
So, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he did an astrological study.
Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he did an astrological study.
This planet, this house.
This planet, this house.
Anyway, I'm not an astrologer.
I'm not an astrologer.
But it's very auspicious.
But there are various houses.
Very auspicious.
But very auspicious.
And so one thing is that normally what we call the eclipse is that Rahu goes in front of the moon.
So normally what we call eclipse is Rahu goes in front of the moon.
And since the pure form of Lord Caitanya with his face of molten gold,
and since the pure form of Lord Chaitanya with his face like molten gold
and no blemish,
had no blemish.
So what is the need of the full moon without blemish?
So what is the need of a full moon with a blemish?
Gauranga!
Gauranga!
So, therefore, also in the Hindu Samaj, people on the Chandragrahan or solar eclipse, lunar eclipse.
Also in the Hindu Samaj, people during Chandragrahan or lunar eclipse,
they would go in some nearby river, sea, anywhere and submerge themselves halfway.
They would go to a holy river or a sea and submerge themselves halfway.
And chant.
Hare
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Hare Rama.
Rama Rama.
Rama Rama.
Hare Hare. Hare Bol. And actually the Muslims have no real business to chant Hare Krishna.
Actually, the Muslims have no real business to chant Hare Krishna,
But hearing all the Hindus chanting,
but seeing all the Hindus chanting,
they made fun.
they made fun.
Hindus are chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Ah, look at Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Somehow or another, they're also chanting.
Somehow or other, they were also chanting.
So like this, the whole world was chanting the holy names.
So like this, the whole world was chanting the holy names.
And spontaneously, Advaita Gosai and Haridas Thakur, they start dancing.
And spontaneously, Advaita Gosai and Haridas Thakur, they started dancing.
Why they were dancing,
Why they were dancing?
I don't know.
They don't know.
Or maybe they knew, but they didn't tell.
Maybe they knew but they didn't tell anyone.
And they were dancing, and they went into the Ganges and took their bath.
They were dancing and then they went into the Ganges and took their bath.
So Lord Chaitanya at that auspicious time, he appeared.
So Lord Chaitanya at such an auspicious time, he appeared.
And it said that the Chandrasekhar, Srivas, they did the birth Jatakarma, the birth ceremonies.
And it says that Chandrasekhar and Srivas, they did the birth Jatakarma or the ceremonies.
And then all kinds of Brahmanis visited and brought gifts for the baby.
And all kinds of Brahmanis, they visited and brought gifts for the baby.
At that time, different Devas, Devis, they came in disguise as a human Brahmani.
At that time, different Devas and Devis, they came in disguise as human Brahmani.
So Deity, the wife of Lord Brahma, came.
Lord Brahma came.
Savitri, the wife of Lord
Or Savitri, the wife of Lord Brahma, came.
Brahma already come as Lord Haridas Thakur.
Okay, Brahma already. Sorry.
Mahesh's wife, Durga Devi,
Mahesh's wife, Durga Devi,
she came as a Brahman.
she came as a Brahmani.
The Indra's wife came.
Indra's wife came.
Ranga Devi, the Apsara came.
Ramba Devi, the Apsara came.
So many people were coming,
So many people were coming.
all ladies.
Ladies.
And even they would speak languages that others wouldn't know.
And even they would speak languages that others wouldn't know.
But they're all coming
But they were all coming
to see the baby.
to see the baby.
After a few days,
After a few days,
taking permission from her husband,
they took permission from their husband.
Sita Thakurani, the wife of Advaita Acharya, came.
Sita Thakurani, the wife of Advaita Acharya, came.
Advaita Acharya is the richest Brahmin.
Advaita Acharya was the richest Brahmin.
So she came in a palanquin,
So she came on a palanquin.
and was covered with cloth on the sides.
It was covered with cloth on all sides.
She had maidservants.
She had maid servants.
Servants.
She had maid servants.
And she came, and then she brought auspicious items like turmeric roots,
She brought specific items like turmeric roots,
auspicious items
like
like dhub grass,
dhruv grass,
and She put this on the head of the baby
And she put this on the head of the baby
and gave blessing.
and gave her blessing.
May dear Ayu, long life.
May you have Dirgayu, long life.
But she saw that this baby exactly had the form of Krishna.
But she saw that this baby was exactly having the form of Lord.
Exactly!
Exactly!
What a different color.
The form of Lord Krishna.
What a different color.
But different color.
He was golden and Krishna sham.
Like he was golden and Krishna is sham.
So, and she had Sita Thakurani brought golden armlets and
Sita Thakurani brought golden ornaments,
silver, gold.
Silver, gold.
And she was very happy.
She was very happy
to see the divine form of Lord Chaitanya.
To see the divine form of Lord Chaitanya.
So, to hear the pastime of Lord Chaitanya's appearance
So to hear the pastime of Lord Chaitanya's appearance
gives Lord Chaitanya, makes him very happy.
Makes Lord Chaitanya very happy.
And the devotees who hear, they can easily get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya.
And devotees who hear, they can easily get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya.
Gauranga!
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 So, actually, we take the Parikrama around the 9 islands of Nabadvipa.
We take the Parikrama around the 9 islands of Nabadvipa.
One of those islands is Jagannath.
One of those islands is Jagannath,
the ashram of Jagannath,
where there is the ashram of Jagannath.
And there, Bhakti Maharaj is bringing down the Ganges from the heavenly planets.
The Bhakti Maharaj is bringing the Ganges from the heavenly planets.
But the Ganges was flooding the ashram of Jagannath.
The Ganges was flooding the ashram of Jagannath.
He got a bit angry. His stuff was being swept away by the water.
His Achaman cups were swept away by the water.
So he drank the Ganges.
So he drank the Ganges. Shh.
Bhakti Maharaj, he was amazed.
Bhagirath Maharaj was amazed.
Where did the Ganges go?
Where did the Ganges go?
I mean, he was bringing down the Ganges.
He was bringing down the Ganges.
It's not like a river disappeared.
Suddenly that river just disappeared.
And so he was praying. He had got all austerities and everything to bring the Ganges to this planet.
He had done all the austerities and everything to bring Ganges to this planet.
And she disappeared.
And then she just disappeared.
And then it was revealed that she was drunk by Jagannath.
Then it was revealed that she was drunk by Jagannath.
And so he requested him, please remanifest again.
So he requested him to please remanifest again.
take her to the east and avoid their ashram.
Take her to the east, avoid ashram.
And that's why we have the Ganges by our side.
That's why we have the Ganges by our side.
But Janamani said,
Janamuni said,
sorry,
she's
digested.
She's digested.
Anyone who can drink the Ganges, digest her, you can re-manifest her.
He said, you can drink the Ganges, you can digest her, and you can re-manifest her.
So, and then Janu rose the Ganges from his knee.
So then Janu, he manifested the Ganges from his knee.
And that's how she has the name Jahanavi.
That's how she has the name Jahanavi.
So Jahanavi
came
from Janamuni.
Came from Jahanamuni.
So, but then she came a little bit and she stopped.
But then she came a little bit and she stopped.
What a day for Ravi, huh?
What a day for Bhagirath.
So he asked Ganges, why aren't you moving?
So he asked Ganges, why aren't you moving?
And then she revealed to him that this place is the appearance place in Kali Yuga of Krishna's avatar.
So then she revealed to Bhagirath that this place in Kali Yuga is the appearance place of Lord Krishna's avatar.
And it's almost his appearance day.
And it's almost his appearance day.
So I want to be here for his appearance day.
So I want to be here for his appearance day.
I want to be here for Gaura Purnima.
I want to be here for Gaura Purnima. It says in the Shastra
that
anyone
who bathes
in the Ganges
on this day gets love of Krishna.
Gets love for Krishna.
But it's not so easy.
That's what the Shastra says.
No, it's not so easy.
It's not so easy.
Today is holy.
Today is holy.
They throw colors.
They throw colors.
You have to go through a color battle.
You have to go through a color battle.
If you go in the morning.
If you go in the morning.
If you wait till the afternoon.
If you wait till afternoon.
They usually stop throwing colors.
They usually stop throwing colors. Maybe.
And please be very careful though.
Please be very careful though.
Because some devotees, there's a lot of current in the Ganges, so you have to.
There's a lot of current in the Ganges, so you have to be very careful.
If you don't know swimming.
If you don't know swimming.
Just take some water and pour it on your head.
Just take some water and pour it on your head.
Otherwise, and if you know swimming, be very careful.
But even if you know swimming, be very careful.
I saved many people.
I saved many people.
But I'm not in a very good position to swim now.
But I'm not in a very good position to swim now.
And so I hope there's lifeguards.
I hope that there are lifeguards.
Anyway. So this is a very sacred day.
So this is a very sacred day.
And this is a sacred place.
This is a sacred place.
Actually, if we understand how Lord Chaitanya divinely appears.
Actually, if you understand how Lord Chaitanya divinely appears.
Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita,
Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita,
Janma karma same divyam.
Janma karma chame divyam.
My appearance and activities are transcendental.
My appearance and activities are transcendental.
And those who know, they don't take birth again.
They don't take birth again.
They come back to me.
They come back to me.
So it's very important
So it's very important
to understand how we come into the world with our karma.
that we come into this world due to our karma.
Lord Chaitanya, he chooses. This is my father, this is my mother, this is the time I come.
Lord Chaitanya chooses, this is my father, this is my mother, what time I come,
Everything.
everything.
He is independent.
He is independent.
He is fully Swarat.
He is fully Swarat.
And his activities, he told Jagannath, you're here wandering around Jagannath Puri.
In his pastimes, he told Lord Nityananda Prabhu, you are here wandering about Jagannath Puri.
But we promised we would deliver 4 kinds of people.
But we promised to deliver 4 kinds of people.
And we descended for that purpose.
He descended for that purpose.
This is the foolish people, people who think they're the body,
Foolish people, people who think they're their body,
the Nichu, the low-born,
the low-born,
Kalo Sudra Sambhava.
Kalau Shudra Sambhava.
Everyone is born a Sudra in Kali Yuga.
Everyone is born a Shudra in Kali Yuga.
They deliver the Patits, the fallen.
You deliver the Patits, the fallen.
Before you came to Krishna consciousness, did any of you break any of the principles?
Before you came to Krishna consciousness, did any of you break any principles? Yeah.
Or you're fallen.
Then you're fallen.
And the Dukkita,
And Dukkita,
the distressed,
the distressed.
Adhyatmic, Adhibautic, and Adhidaivic.
Adhyatmik, Adidaivik, and Adibautik.
Have any of you ever suffered any misery in your life?
Have any of you suffered any misery in your life?
So, Lord Chaitanya told Nityananda, he promised to make these people happy.
So Lord Chaitanya told Lord Nityananda, we promise to make these people happy.
We would give them Krishna consciousness.
We would give them Krishna consciousness.
So, I have to stay here, go back to Bengal, and finish the work.
So I have to stay here. So you go back to Bengal and finish the work.
So I was thinking, I qualified in all the 4 aspects.
So he qualified. So I was thinking that I qualified for the 4 aspects.
Jayapataka.
Jainitai.
Gauranga.
Gauranga.
Lord Chaitanya.
Lord
has
Chaitanya
come to deliver all the people,
has come to deliver all the people,
especially the foolish, the Nichu, the Patit, and the Dukkita.
foolish, especially foolish, Nichu, the Patito, and the Dukkito.
Actually, these people normally are the last to get delivered.
Actually, normally these people are the last to get liberated.
But somehow Lord Chaitanya is giving this special mercy.
But somehow Lord Chaitanya, he is giving this special mercy.
And Srila Prabhupada,
And Srila Prabhupada,
he brought that to the West.
he brought that to the West.
He carried Lord Chaitanya's mercy.
He carried Lord Chaitanya's mercy.
Haribol.
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 Gauranga.
Gauranga.
Shil Prabhupada ki. So, by Prabhupada's mercy, we have this opportunity.
So by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we have this opportunity.
We should help Prabhupada
We should help Prabhupada
to spread this Krishna consciousness movement.
to spread this Krishna consciousness movement.
And in 1973, on the Adhivas Puja, he observed it in London.
In 1973, on his Vyasa Puja, observed in London,
He told the devotees there
he told the devotees there
that
that
I want my Grihastha followers
I want my Grihastha followers
to be Paramahamsas.
to be Paramahamsas.
My spiritual master, he was born of Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
My spiritual master, he was born to Bhaktivinoda Thakur.
We need many such acharyas.
We need many such acharyas.
So I may request all the grihastas
So I request all the grihasthas
to have such transcendental children.
to have such transcendental children. Very good.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Prabhupada had all these high expectations.
Prabhupada had all these high expectations.
And we're reading last night about Murari Chaitanya Das.
We were reading last night about Murari Chaitanya Das.
Actually, Lord Chaitanya was saying how every devotee should try to be a spread Krishna consciousness.
Lord Chaitanya was saying how every devotee should try to spread Krishna consciousness,
And how he was telling that, what's his name? Sangha Thakur,
and he was telling Saranga Thakur
that he should have at least one disciple
that he should have at least one disciple
to spread Krishna consciousness.
to spread Krishna consciousness.
But he keeps calling them, do you have it, do you have it, do you have it?
And you keep coming to him, do you have it? Do you have yet? Do you have yet?
So then he decided,
So then he decided,
the first person I meet tomorrow,
the first person I meet tomorrow,
I'll initiate.
I will initiate.
They went before Mangalarti to the Ganges,
He went before Mangalati to the
take
Ganges
his bath,
to take his bath.
and then the dead body
There is a dead body
floating in the Ganges.
floating in the Ganges.
That's the first person he saw. It was the first person he saw.
He was the first person he saw.
And he rolled him over and gave the mantra.
And he pulled him over and gave him the
And he
mantra.
came back to life.
And he came back alive.
So he became an empowered preacher.
So he became an empowered preacher.
He was already dead.
He was already dead.
He came back to life.
He came back
He
to
was
life.
fearless.
He was fearless.
He would jump on the back of tiger.
He would jump on the back of tigers.
He would jump and take pythons in his lap.
He would take pythons on his lap.
He chant japa under the water
He would chant japa under the water
for 2-3 days.
for 2-3 days.
He was, but he would go into one village, riding on a tiger, tell everyone, surrender to Krishna.
He would go riding on a tiger to some village and tell everyone, surrender to Krishna.
Sangha Thakur had one disciple,
Saranga Thakur had one disciple
and he had unlimited disciples.
and he had unlimited disciples.
Like that, Gaura Katha Babaji
Like that, Gaura Kishoredas Babaji
had two disciples.
had two disciples.
One was a Bhajanandi,
One was a Bhajananandi,
so he was just worshipping Krishna.
so he was just worshipping Krishna.
And one was Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur.
And one was Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur.
And he and his followers, they have unlimited millions of disciples.
And he and his followers have unlimited millions of disciples.
So we should carry on. This is our real transcendental business.
So we should carry on. This is our real transcendental business.
To represent Prabhupada.
To represent Srila Prabhupada.
And so you want to read Prabhupada's teaching.
We want to read Srila Prabhupada's teachings.
And that's why he established the system of Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta.
That's why he established the system of Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta,
Bhakti Sarvama.
Bhakti Sarvabhauma.
So that people read his books
So people would read his books
and then they become qualified
and they would become qualified
to spread the philosophy.
to spread the philosophy.
Of course, they also have to practice.
Of course, they also have to practice.
On this day of Gaura Purnima,
So on this day of Gaura Purnima,
we should commit ourselves
we should commit ourselves
to helping spread Krishna consciousness.
to helping spread Krishna consciousness.
And of course, one thing we know, our previous acharyas have predicted that Ekadashi Mandir Prakash.
And of course, we know that our previous acharyas had predicted Ek Adbhut Mandir Hoibe Prakash,
Gauranga Nitya Seva Hoibe Vikas.
Gauranga Nitya Seva Hoibe Vikas. Rajvilas Prabhu wants to say something.
Thank you so very much, Maharaj, for a wonderful class. Now, on this 537th appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we wanted Maharaj to open a special trophy from the Temple of Vedic Planetarium, which was specifically done by Lochan Prabhu, one of Srila Prabhupada's disciple. Maharaj would inaugurate this trophy. This trophy would be given to those devotees who had sacrificed their life in building this Temple of Vedic Planetarium. So this is an amazing trophy, and today we are inaugurating this trophy by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, Guru Maharaj Ki! Maharaj will hold this trophy. It has Temple of Vedic Planetarium on the top, and we have Srila Prabhupada sitting inside waiting for this temple should be opened. A beautiful trophy. This is the trophy. Those of you who wanted to see this trophy, they can come to our office, TOP Seva office, and you can have one of these trophies. So amazing trophy which was inaugurated by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj today. And Srila Prabhupada sitting inside the trophy is the same Srila Prabhupada would be sitting in the Temple of Vedic Planetarium. His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj Ki! His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki! Temple of Vedic Planetarium Ki! Jai! Gaura Premanande! Hari Hari Bol! Jai! Hari Bol! Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
जय श्री श्री नृसिंहदेव भगवान की, भक्तराज प्रहलाद महाराज की।